Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is January the 17th, 2024. Hopefully this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Work was pretty easy peasy. And overall, we had a good day, good time. Let's see. Also, there was popcorn, so that's always nice when we get a little free treat at work. Hit that up a couple times. Let's see. Segueing into the main food corner. I had pasta again, but this time I used the remainder of my Alfredo sauce, and it was amazing. It was very good. So yeah, I mean, you're all caught up on my Joneses there. You know, the usual with a little twist. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and just do my startup, and then we will get into some news. Actually, no, I changed my mind. I have grievances. So, my grievance, my beef. I want to say since like more or less the start of January, maybe like a week or so in, the smoke alarm outside my apartment has been going off. And I was like, this is like becoming like a telltale heart situation where I keep hearing this while like I'm in like the pauses of my day whenever like things kind of quiet down. And I'm like, I'm so irked. It just keeps chirping. And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I live in an apartment. Like, surely one of two things are going to happen, right? Either, you know, our landlord who comes and usually does like a weekly kind of clean, they're going to notice, they're going to change them out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Or number two, concerned citizen is going to be as equally annoyed as I am and just make the call, right? Like that's going to happen. But I also realize that I'm like one of the longer standing tenants in this apartment complex. And maybe just other people just don't give a shit and they're just not gonna. And plus my landlords are assholes. So maybe they're just like, well, they're not even gonna fix it. So I realized this morning, or actually I realized this last night, that I'm like, I think I'm gonna have to be the one. I'm gonna have to be the annoying tenant and call the landlord and make it happen. So that happened, and luckily I came home and it's been quiet ever since. That's nice. So yeah, we slayed that dragon. Yay! And then also I believe that there are two junk cars in between, like my spot, my reserve spot. And then there's two junk cars that are like, one's like parked really close to the line, the other one's just like sitting there. It's like a fucking SUV. And I'm just like, man, what is my fucking rotten look? I gotta sidle in between these fucking cars. And I've noticed that that's been like the only times I've been able to get my spot now. But now it's like people are like, no, fuck it, my spot's prime real estate, and now people are just making it happen. So there you go. I'm glad I got that off my chest. You know, I mean, this is my space. This is my zone. And sometimes, hey, I got my beef. I have my grievances. So there we go. All right. Now let's get to the news. From CNN. Israel and Hamas have agreed deal on medicine for hostages. Aid to Gaza. Qatar says it has brokered a deal between Israel and Hamas that will see medicines delivered to Israeli hostages in Gaza in exchange for the delivery of medicine and humanitarian aid to Palestinian civilians. Medicine, along with other humanitarian aid, is to be delivered to civilians in Gaza Strip and the most affected and vulnerable areas in exchange for delivering medication needed for Israeli captives in Gaza. The Qatari Ministry of Foreign Affairs said Tuesday in a statement posted on X. Hamas has stipulated that for every one box of medication provided for the hostages, 1,000 boxes of medication be provided for Palestinian civilians in the enclave. For every box of medicine, 1,000 for our people. We were the ones who asked our brothers in Qatar to provide medicine because of our trust in them, and she gratefully agreed. Dr. Musa Abu Mazaruk, a senior member of Hamas, wrote on Wednesday on X. So yeah, I mean, this is a positive update. It's good that there's at least going to be some aid trickling in. It's going to make the usual trek from Israel to Egypt then to Gaza. Also, I mean, this is good too that, the hostages that are remaining, I think that they have the count around 40. I know there's also some news that we kind of missed. There was Hamas reported that I believe 2 hostages were killed by Israeli airstrikes. Now, Israeli is denying that, saying we don't even know, we can't even confirm it, So, I mean, there's that. What's another thing I wanted to add from this before we kind of move on to the part 2? Let's see. Since the war began, 24,285 Palestinians have been killed. Among the dead are 10,600 children. I just feel like that number is always important to mention, and just the fact that, like, literally months ago, we weren't even close to this, but it's just so fast, the amount. The rate that this is happening, this fucking genocide, you know what I mean? So I think it's important that we always try to remember that as we go, even though obviously this is silver lining. I mean, this is good news. This is a bit of it, but I mean, at the same time, no one's really optimistic about, like, well, do you think this is going to open the door for more aid down the line, anything like that? No, yeah, I don't think anyone thinks that. And then also, I mean, there's more news that I wanted to cover. Here's part 2 from Reuters. Israel presses southern Gaza assault. Jordan decries damage to hospital. Israel pressed its assault on Han Yunis in southern Gaza on Wednesday, sending tanks westward while Jordan decried shelling that badly damaged its field hospital in the city. Now, this was Nasser Hospital. And pretty much there's no hospital that's in real working order right now. All of them are on partial, doing the best they can with just very limited supplies and just completely overrun with people who need their help. The Jordanian army said it held Israel responsible for a flagrant breach of international law and damage to the facility. Israel's military decried the striking or damaging the hospital, saying it opened fire after encountering a terror cell next to the hospital, which in their mind gives them carte blanche to do whatever the fuck they want. They can kill as many people, do whatever kind of damage to the area. It's fine. In the pursuit of this, we are stopping Hamas using civilians as human shields. Even though there's something, this is a bit of side news. I catch this kind of shit while I'm scrolling, and I believe this took place in the West Bank, but there's literally a story of a man who gets literally used as a human shield by the IDF because they're like worried about getting like rocks thrown at them by civilians or whatever. And it's like, bro, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Like, you're using this fucking line, and there's literally footage of you using Palestinian civilians as human shields for the shit that you were doing. Like, you just can't make this shit up. It's so crazy. It's so insane to me. But obviously, the situation with this hospital, it's crazy. It's insane. Like, there's no place that is safe. And there is a situation, I believe, in which people were killed, and the defense for IDF is like, we told them to leave. We told them this is not a safe area and that we were conducting operations here. They should have left. And it's like, go where? On what kind of short notice? Like, blow that shit out of your fucking ass, bro. Like, it's crazy to me that this shit is an ongoing thing. It's never stopping. And I know they keep casting the spell of like, remember October 7th, remember October 7th. But I stress and force this point that this shit has been going on long before this shit. It's just Israel's ramped this shit up in response to that, because it's like, well, we just now have this blank check and we're going to fucking use it and you can't stop us. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. But Palestinian health officials said 7 people were killed by Israeli airstrikes that damaged homes near the hospital. One of only a third of Gaza's hospitals still partially operational. So yeah, I mean, there's that. I just wanted to kind of get that update up and in the air. We can move on to some other shit. Not that it's better shit, but it is local. So, shout out to Buckeye Nation. Shout out to Ohio Police, a.k.a. Call of Duty Squad. They don't stop. God. Oh, dude. I know this is fucked up. I shouldn't laugh at this shit. It's dystopian era, fucking news I'm about to give y'all. But, like, I literally just, like, was Shinji in the chair. Just, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I can't believe that this is just a normal fucking day here. You know what I mean? But let's get into it. Ohio police used flashbangs during raid of a home with toddler on a ventilator inside. Body camera footage shows. Police in Elira. I've never been to Elira. Sorry, fellow, local Elirans. I'm butchering your shit. Police in Elira, Ohio, deployed exploding flashbangs while raiding a home last week while a toddler on a ventilator was inside. Newly released body-worn camera footage shows, and the mother says her child was harmed during the incident. Now, of course, the cops are like, no, our flashbangs are, like, ethically sourced. Like, there's no chemicals? No way. They're totally safe for babies. But yeah, no, they're saying that, like, this kid has, like, fucked up lungs. They got, like, a lung infection from the goddamn chemicals and shit. But, cops are saying their shit. I gotta say that. But anyway, footage from 8 officers' body-worn cameras were released Tuesday by Elira, I'm just going to keep fucking it up, Elira Mayor Kevin Brubaker's office, which has requested an outside investigation into the January 10th incident and how the search warrant for the home was obtained. Also, it's noted that they swear up and down that we did the right raid on the right house as per the search warrant, but the woman who is living here, the mother of the child, is saying, hey, we rented this out from a family. The people that you're looking for are literally living down the street, actually. And I believe that it's in record where they're like, yeah, we're doing this raid, but, like, I guess the kid's, like, at school or something. So it's like, okay, so what the fuck is up, right? Essentially, the warrant was served as part of an ongoing investigation involving multiple stolen guns recovered at a different residence, according to an after-action report released by the city on Tuesday. In that incident, 2 juvenile suspects were arrested and 3 guns were recovered, including some listed as stolen, police say. So, don't get me wrong. Good. I'm glad we're doing some kind of crackdown on guns. But in the process of doing this, there should be no point where we are flashbanging a baby. Like, come on, be so fucking for real. It doesn't make any sense. Like, this just doesn't add up. You did not need to do this. Like, they literally say, like, oh, police, they hit this shit with the fucking battering ram, all that shit. They fucking throw the flashbang, like, via, like, a pole thing or some shit. And, yeah, it's just literally this mother and their child who's already, like I've said, on a ventilator. So that's great. Love that. For, I believe, some 14-year-olds fucking around with some guns. Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating what they fucking do, but that's crazy to me that you're going to take it there. Like, that you could solve this, like, so many other ways. And yet again, you just see cops choose the route of most resistance. It's almost like they're looking for it. But yeah, police believe the stolen guns were also taken to the residence where the toddler and mother were staying, and the officers are searching for weapons. I'll read my highlighted portion. Redia Jennings, Price's aunt, told WOIO, or WOIO, she and her husband have rented the home for the past year, and the person police were looking for has not lived at the residence for more than a year. His family now lives down the block, Jennings told the station. The home was the correct address for the search warrant, Elira Police Department said in a statement. So, yeah, that's great. Let me read a little bit more here. Waylon has been diagnosed with chemical pneumonitis. I'm sure I'm getting that wrong, but I'm not a doctor. A form of lung irritation. So I got that wrong. It's an irritation, not infection. Since the raid, Price said the condition was caused by inhaling chemicals released by the flashbangs. Waylon's eyes, chest, and arm and neck were burned, and he experienced trouble breathing, according to a GoFundMe campaign created by Jennings to help pay for Waylon's medical expenses. Also, please, I hope to God that these motherfuckers run the jewels on this goddamn police department and they get a big bag for a goddamn settlement or whatever. I know they're already, like, filing for that kind of fucking lawsuit or whatever, and God help them. I hope they get all the money, because they deserve the bag, for sure. Like, that is the only, like, pairing that I love about the American like system of like you have shitty, evil, fucking dumbass cops, and you have like shitty, money hungry, grubby lawyers who just are gonna like make money, and that's a system like you can just sue people into oblivion. Like, hey, at least you can like sue the state or something, and like they'll be like, okay, let's like talk money and we'll settle or something. At least that's the beauty of American justice. So yeah, salute to that. But yeah, man, this crazy ass fucking situation. I know it's been a little bit since we talked bad cop actions, but they happen every goddamn day. I just don't cover them all. But this one caught my eye, and I'm a sucker for a local yokel. What can I say? But yeah, we'll leave it there. We have one more thing to cover, and it's a hell of a lot lighter. It's kind of neutral news, really doesn't matter. Almost, some might say it's a nothing burger, but it's a something burger to me. But you know what that means. I'm gonna take my break, and then we'll get into it. Oh, they're jamming upstairs. I don't know if you can hear that, but they're definitely grooving and moving up there. Okay. Oh, hell yeah. Ooh. Okay. Okie dokie. From the Associated... Oh. Pay no mind of that. Technical difficulties. From the Associated Press. Burger King owner will buy out its biggest franchisee in U.S. for about $1 billion. The parent company for Burger King is buying out its biggest franchisee in the United States for about $1 billion and will renovate hundreds of its locations. Restaurant Brands International Incorporated will acquire all of the issued and outstanding shares of Carroll's Restaurant Group Incorporated that it doesn't already hold for $9.55 per share. Syracuse, New York-based Carroll's runs 1,022 Burger King restaurants in 23 states, or about 15% of all U.S. Burger King locations. It also owns and operates 60 Popeyes restaurants. Now, for the rest of this article, sake of this article, I wouldn't say worry about Popeyes, at least as of what I know, that this is only more or less focused on Burger King. But we are going to rapidly remodel these restaurants over the next 5 years or so and put them back into the hands of motivated local franchisees to create amazing experiences for our guests. Tom Curtis, president of Burger King US and Canada, said Tuesday in a prepared statement. Restaurant Brands plans to invest approximately $500 million funded by Carroll's operating cash flow to remodel about 600 of the acquired Carroll restaurants. That sounds cool and all, but more or less it sounds like in a lot of ways they're gonna like do the thing that's kind of good for business. It streamlines the process. You're gonna make it so that there's gonna be more lanes for drive-throughs. It's gonna be a smaller location. But what I don't like is you're gonna have the thing where it's like, oh, it's gonna require less people to operate it, aka we're gonna make it so it's like, hey, you come in and you hit a bunch of buttons on like a digital menu, and like really everyone just focus on the fast food orders. There's not that many places to sit because once again it's a smaller establishment. Maybe that's just the way that this shit fucking goes. That's the way life is. The McDonald's, the Burger Kings, the Wendy's of the world as you know it are just not the same. Hell, motherfuckers are boycotting this shit anyway. So there's that, right? I don't know, but yeah, to me it's an interesting development. A little bit of the behind the scenes. I wish I could like ask what a franchisee guy thinks about this, and what I mean by that is like a person who is taking on the local like McDonald's or the local Burger King in this case. You know what I mean? Like, do you feel like this is something that's gonna like actually be a good opportunity for you? Like, do you think like, oh yeah, this is my time? But like, I remember listening to and learning about how like being a franchise owner of like a Subway worked, and that literally like just sounded like hell. It just sounded like you were a part of a scam and you're just now like forced to carry the burden of this fake fucking bread and this shitty ass fucking job. Like, I don't know. So yeah, I guess big things coming for Burger King, I guess, in the sense of like, you know, once again, digital menu. Yay. More drive-through lanes that you can get stuck in and clogged in so they can fuck up your order. Yay. But yeah, that's it. That's all I really have for today. Let me see here. I got to shill for a little bit to try to make my bit of coin from Patreon. Patreon.com/News. That's where you can find my Patreon. There you go. Citing my source for money. But yeah, you can become a Patreon today, and I shout you out top of the month. Say your name, plug a project if you like. Free ways to hit me up, isaiahnews1@gmail.com. And then feel free to follow me or the podcast on the socials. Trying to stifle a burp. Am I going to succeed? No. Ooh, it was bad. Sorry. So follow me on the socials. Please subscribe to the YouTube. Please. That helps out a lot. And then also like, comment, do all that good, cool shit that I know you're capable of. I believe in you. And yeah, most importantly, hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love you. Bye-bye. Mwah.